Alright guys, TacticalRab again today. Hope you're doing well and enjoying your day so far. One of the big concerns of last night's 2v2 tournament was whether the Drazah Scrappy beef had potentially been squashed. We saw them play against each other, we saw them laughing and joking around a little bit, but there was certainly some indications that yes, that beef is certainly still real for the new season, and FaZe versus now it'll be the Los Angeles Thieves is potentially going to be a better rivalry than ever. Very much into your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoy, subscribe if you're new as always, I would greatly appreciate it. First of all, quickly on Crim, he's officially closed out the championship victory over in the Porsche North American Sprint Challenge Championship. I think today he's got the second race, and then he's also got the Endurance Challenge that he's doing later in the day as well. So, yeah, and I know you guys were mentioning this, and I think it's a fair point too, whether he can or will join OpTic while he's effectively representing the Rafa Racing Club, because those are the guys that are kind of supporting this, you know, goal of his. So, you know, and I imagine it would be kind of strange for him to be fair, he was FaZe Crimsix and he was also part of Rafa Racing Club. So I don't know if there's anything in that or whether he's going to be OpTic Crim again at some point in the future. He may or may not be. His decision, Hex's decision, whatever. Hex said the other day that he's always part of the family. It is what it is. But yeah, his Crimsix. And he honestly looks like so much better and healthier, and like it's just great to see him be super passionate about something. And it seems as a result he's in like a better place mentally as well, because, you know, I think Crim was getting, you know, at least from my perspective, pretty jaded with the competitive Call of Duty scene. Certainly it seems that way a couple of years ago, and now that he's found something else that he's like massively passionate about, and you know, it's nice that he makes kind of like cameo appearances in the COD scene. He's not here all the time, he's not always streaming COD or watching all the games or anything, but he is occasionally stopping by to give his perspective and saying hello, and I think it's nice. I think Crim's in a better place than he has been before, and I've certainly seen that way in the podcast that he did with HyDra a couple of days ago. One quick thing to mention for you guys, we talked about iLLeY a couple of days ago, right, on what his future is, whether it's possible that he gets a team for next year, whether he's going to be forced into retirement, right? It's kind of a difficult and unclear situation as it stands. Now, most days I have a look at iLLeY's profile just to see what's going on, and there has always been, as you guys have said multiple times, that free agent tweet, right, that he had up there. It was made, you know, last month sometime, end of August, I think, where he said free agent for the 2025 season. That tweet, as far as I can tell, has now been deleted, and like there's nothing on his profile from the last year now. So maybe he does this on occasion, but what does that mean? So his free agent tweet has disappeared. Either he's got a team, like job done, right? Like he was a free agent, now he signed a contract. That seems highly unlikely. You know, the Shotzzy prediction, which is that iLLeY will not be playing, is seemingly more likely. And, you know, it's difficult, but we haven't seen iLLeY linked to any teams, right? I mean, we talked about it the other day, the rumoured rosters. Lots of those flex positions where iLLeY could potentially be a viable candidate, they're filling them with other players. And sure, there are fewer teams out there available to join now because of what the Falcons have done and what Miami have done and, you know, stuff like this. And obviously the top teams are pretty much set in stone, but nonetheless, like iLLeY would be a viable option for many of those positions. But no, you know, people are looking at Geo, people are looking at Arcetes, or even Paul X was rumoured right to the new Rocket team. There's been talk about Mac potentially being the AR duo to Slasher over on the new Carolina Ravens team. So it just seems like iLLeY might be crowded out of a spot here. And, you know, for various reasons over the last few years, it might seem like it could be it for iLLeY. And that was Shotzzy's prediction the other day, because I don't expect him to grind out challenges, to be honest. And unless he can stay, like, relevant as well is another important factor. iLLeY's name value still carries him quite some way, but maybe not this season. And in addition to the fact that if he doesn't start the season on a team and he's not, you know, either playing challenges or playing 8s or search and destroy tournaments, like, all iLLeY, I think, would have to do to get back in the league, or at least get back in the conversation for the league, would be, when the game launches, just play money 8s every night with the pro players. iLLeY will be back in those conversations, and when a team wants to blow it up, they'll sign him up, even if he doesn't play challenges. If he can't do that, though, or if he doesn't do that for whatever reason, then I think probably his career is going to be over, as unfortunate as that is. But let's talk about a few more details here from the FaZe tournament that they put on with all of these guys. Scrap and HyDra, of course, eventually took the belts in the championship. Shotzzy, Drazah came third, Simp, aBeZy second, and then Soko and Shifty ended up in last place. Miles was there, Zoom was there. It was a great time as ever, but there were, you know, Drazah's right here on the other side, not exactly standing next to Scrap, which you can probably understand. and we're going to get into exactly that now. There were some very entertaining moments such as this from Soka, who put this out. The guys noticed that Scrappy was just about to microwave something wrapped in foil, and they were like, hang on, like, you're about to blow this whole place down. And then Scrappy was trying to blame Paco for putting it in with the foil already on, and then it turns out that if you rewind a few seconds earlier, it was in fact Scrappy who just chucked it straight in there without thinking about it. So, you know, these guys are comedy, honestly. I'm really looking forward to this season, especially because of what we are about to discuss. Couple of clips I've got to share for you guys as well. Obviously, Nadeshot was buzzing with the fact that his boys ended up taking down the championship win. I remember how he felt when 100 Thieves got their first championship win even before the CDL was about. Their first ever win as 100 Thieves was in London, of course, which I was there for. It was a phenomenal event. Everyone who was at that event will remember CWL London 2019 for various reasons, but Nadeshot didn't fly to that event, so he was on the phone with the team on the main stage after they'd won it. And then fortunately enough for Nade, 3 weeks later in Anaheim, Nadeshot was there. And, you know, when the team then won that event as well. So it's great that Nade is like such a competitor, right? Like, I do love it. He's taken a big pay cut to make this team happen. And even the fact that Scrap and HyDra won that 2v2 tournament for some cash, like, he was buzzing about that because it kind of shows him that things are just getting started for this duo over at Los Angeles Thieves, theoretically at least. This was a sensational clip from Shotzzy. I might even play it once for you guys and then play it again at the end of the video, just so you can like watch the cogs turn in Shotzi's brain. And I kind of get it from Shotzzy in a way because of the way that Miles was talking about the whole situation with Scrappy, but it's so funny how Shotzzy just completely zoned out here and was just auto-responding yes before he realized that actually, no, Miles was talking to him. So I wanted to share a couple of clips, but especially including this Drazah Scrappy beef. If you guys want the quick lowdown on this, wow, I don't even know where to begin, to be honest. But there's been a lot happening between this duo, mainly girlfriend related over the last 6 months or so. There's been all sorts of stuff said between these two parties. You know, them two don't get on, the players don't get along especially well either, right? I mean, yeah, things were kicking off after Toronto's major this season. They were kicking off big time during even the World Championship this season. It's been one of the key dramas that has kept this league alive over the last year or so. So there's been a concern that what if they resolve it? What if they squash the beef? And of course they played in this tournament yesterday in a more casual environment, right? Like we know on main stage when they've played this season, it's been very intense. And, you know, even Scrap was throwing up the middle fingers at Keeks in the crowd, wasn't he? Like during champs. Keeks is Drazah's girl. So, you know, I'm not going to get into all the drama again. There's a fair few videos on this channel you guys can see on the lowdown of where this all started over the last few months. But, look, here we are today, and they're playing in this environment, and, you know, it wasn't incredible drama. It's not like the guys can't be in the same room together at the same time, right? Like, it's not got to quite that extent, but there's just been various things that have happened behind the scenes, you know, confrontations reportedly between various individuals that have made this go to the next level. And there's been some beefs, some pretty big beefs in COD. I mean, even Scump and Crim themselves, they had their falling out and they resolved it, right, which was nice. But it was never on this kind of level, and there's been a speculation as to whether this beef could ever be fully resolved. But yesterday, there were some theories. Maybe Zuma and others has, you know, stepped in and said, look, guys, you know, let's work this out. Let's, you know, have a conversation about it so we're not just beefing for no reason and we can get to the bottom of this. But it doesn't really seem like that's going to be happening based on the clip I'm about to share.
He knew he wanted a team with Parker, and they were a two, and they were going around team shopping like, oh, we're the duo. Yeah. What have you got? What do you want to do? Yeah. Which is pretty cool, right? That's kind of sick. Yeah. I was like, did you guys get any weird off-season stuff? Like, not that you guys are going to break up like no shit, but like, did you hear any rumors, anything cool?
Were you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Who the fuck am I talking to?
Oh, I thought you said something. I think you're talking to Scrap. You said you're talking to Scrap. Wait, what?
They've got such good
Oh, HyDra does find one, tries to find the second. It's Draws versus Scrap. You can't write it better than this, folks. Neck versus teeth.
1v1. Drazah versus Scrap. Oh my god!
Heavy, dude! We're fucking lagging. We're lagging.
See, these guys are
Oh, no, don't laugh together. No, don't laugh together. No, 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 no.
Okay.
No.
We have seen some disgusting kills this tournament.
What a pussy Zuma. If Zuma actually squashed their beef, he's a piece of shit, dude.
Show us the magic. Battle Rage in the back pocket. All right, this is very doable. Will Battle Rage regen your health? I can't remember. What's the secondary? Most just fists. You have to use the akimbo. God, that's cruel. Oh, it's starting to look good. It's starting to look great. It's done.
That's that.
The only thing Shotzzy says is wow. Just an insane volume of akimbo, inaccurate fire, enough to get the Jeej.
There we go. Fist bumps are in. There we go. Look at that. Fist bumps are in.
You're still mad. You still can't beat me.
No.
Yeah. Look, gunfight.
No.
Dude, gunfight's a cruel, cruel game. It's a cruel, cruel game. LA Thieves advance to the grand finals, folks. Shotzzy and Drazah now go.
So this was after the game concludes, of course. Scrap and HyDra take the win against Shotzzy and Drazah. And, you know, Scrap comes over, ready to fist bump Drazah. And you can tell by Drazah's face here that he's going to do something different. And some people were saying, oh, well, Drazah wasn't going for the fist bump. He was going for, like, he was going to go for a hug or something. But I buy that idea because everyone fist bumps after the game. That's just the way that it goes. So Drazah goes for the fist bump. And then, obviously, he decides he ain't going to fist bump him, and he stops away, and then he goes to fist bump the next guy instead. And obviously, Scrappy finds it kind of funny, and Drazah does crack a bit of a smile as well. But I think still, it's quite clear that these two are not the best of friends by any means. So the speculation during this series that potentially it could be resolved now, I don't think that's the case. And there was even talk yesterday, I didn't see any kind of clips of this, but there was discussion that late last night, late my time at least, Simp and aBeZy had gone into Zuma's stream and basically said, like, you know, the beef is real, it ain't going away, it's probably never going to be squashed. It may be slightly less extreme and dramatic, like, we may not get any of those, like, crazy moments where, like, the girls are coming out with their tweets and calling each other all sorts of stuff that we saw a few months ago. That may never happen again as it did this season, but the fact of Drazah and Scrap getting along and wanting to beat each other, that ain't stopping anytime soon. And I think Drazah has reason to be somewhat concerned about this because last year Toronto had his number big time with Scrap on LAN. Scrap has had his number on LAN the entire time they've played against each other pretty much. This season, Scrap now has a better team than last year. So that, I think, is one thing that obviously Drazah will have to think about, but obviously after all the discussion about whether the beef is going to be squashed, does not seem to me like that is going to be the case at all. A couple of interesting things to close out the video. Thought this is pretty funny between Dashy and TJ, but there was this as well discussing of the super teams in the league, who's the best and who's won the most. It must be said, the accomplishments of those three rosters theoretically at the top of the league are pretty mental, and these are the numbers. So Simp and aBeZy, 11-time champions, 2-time world champions. Kenny on OpTic, he's pretty close as well to those numbers. Very similar indeed. Cellium, one step behind in terms of worlds, 9 event wins. Shotzzy's won 7, including 2 world championships. So that's OpTic and FaZe pretty much. Then you've got Envoy, now on Thieves. 6 times champ, 1-time world champ. The same story pretty much for HyDra. Then Scrap and Ghosty at the bottom of this list, of course, with Dashy and Priestahh and Drazah in the mix there as well. Scrap's not yet won a world championship, but it's remarkable to think that of the 12 players on those 3 teams, only 2 of them aren't world champions, and only 1 of them hasn't yet won an event. But even Ghosty has now been in, what, 3 grand finals? 2 with OpTic last year, 1 now with Thieves this year. Scraps, of course, closed out 2 of them, didn't win the World Championship in 2023 as he would have liked to, obviously, but HyDra did win it, and therefore he's got that W, and now they're on the same team. So, yeah, this is the setup for the new season, and there's no doubt that it's going to be entertaining, especially if the rivalries and the drama off the server lives up to the hype as well as it well should. So very much interested in your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, take care, and I'll see you next time.
He knew he wanted a team with Parker, and they were a 2, and they were going around team shopping like, oh, we're the duo, what have you got, what do you want to do? Which is pretty cool, right? That's kind of sick. I was like, did you guys get any weird off-season stuff? Like, not that you guys are going to break up, like, no shit, but like, did you hear any rumors, anything cool?
Were you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Who the fuck am I out talking to?
I thought you said so. I thought you were talking to Scrap. You said you were talking to Scrap. Wait, what?